Hello and welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady and principal owner of Everett Tax Solutions, where we help you win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, and when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. All right, today I want to talk about how to actually use or utilize your tax professional to really suit you best. One of the things that we as tax professionals complain about is that our clients don't come to us until tax time. We keep telling you, hey, you need to talk to us during the year. And then it dawned on me that perhaps we have not been clear on guiding you exactly how to use your tax professional to really be that part of your financial team. Because, the normal rhetoric that you hear is that, oh, you go see them at tax time and all the magic happens. Well, that's not true. Okay. So that's what I want to talk about today. So generally, like I said, most people, you ask them, how often do you see your tax professional? And they say once a year, and that's at tax time. Well, at tax time, it's really too late. At tax time, we're pretty much performing an autopsy on the previous year, because at tax time, there's nothing that we can really do to help you with your taxes. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about, you have your W-2 and you have your withholdings. There isn't a whole lot that we can do there. I mean, we can go through and look at your withholdings to see if you've had enough for the year. And if you need to do something before year's end, or if you need to make an estimated tax payment, we can definitely do that. But I'm talking about the business owner that has a growing and thriving business. And, tax time is the absolute worst time to be talking to your tax professional about what you can do better. So I really want to talk about how you can better utilize your tax professional to be more of an asset to your business than just showing up during tax season and expecting, us to wave a magic wand and make a tax liability disappear. All right. So one of the first times that you really need to talk to your tax professional is before you make any major business decisions, whether it is changing your business structure, if you're looking to make major equipment purchases or make major business investments, or if you're looking to, branch off and start something new, you need to talk to your tax professional, because our job at that point is to help you understand the tax implications of what you're going to do before you do it. After you do it, there is no fixing. It's too late at that point. So before you actually pull the trigger on whatever move you want to make, you need to discuss that with your tax professional. The next thing is quarterly. You need to meet with your tax professional quarterly, if for nothing else, to review your numbers to see what you need to do for estimated tax payments. Now, when you get your taxes done, based on what your current year's taxes were, you'll get spit out a number of what you need to pay for your estimated tax payments. That's great as a guide. But if you have a major upswing in business or a major downturn in business, that could then it could basically change those payment amounts, is what I'm trying to say. So you have to look at your numbers quarterly to see exactly how you're doing. You're reviewing your income, reviewing your expenses and your profit, and see what you expected to make versus what you actually did make. Like I said, we can all have this major boss out moment, and what you have set for your quarterly estimated tax payments may not actually be enough. Okay, so absolutely quarterly. And then you also need to meet with your tax professional before the end of the year. All right. And so we're talking about like November-ish, early December, because based on that, you'll know where you are for the year for the most part. And then you get to make some decisions. Okay, is it that I need to, put off some expenses until the following year because your profit may be very low? Or, hey, I've really made all this money. Okay, do you need to go make some major equipment purchase that you actually need to make, not just going to spend money because you're trying to save on tax dollars? That's not what we're doing. But it may be more advantageous for you to go ahead and make that major purchase prior to the end of the year, so that you can get that particular tax benefit. All right. But you've got to do it all before December 31st, 11:59 and 59 seconds, right? Simply because once that clock strikes 12 midnight and it's January 1st the following year, it's done. There's no more happening for that current year. So for 2021, any tax move that you need to make for 2021 needs to be done by December 31st, 11:59 and 59 seconds PM. And that's it. Okay. So by meeting with your tax professional, in that November timeframe, that will give you time enough to be able to review the numbers, see what moves you're going to make, and make said moves by that December 31st deadline. Okay. The next thing is for tax planning purposes. If you've had a major life change, it could be that you've inherited money. It could be that you've had the loss of a loved one. You could have a new child. You could have gotten married. All sorts of life changes. When you have a major life change, you need to meet with your tax professional to really understand the impact of that life change. Okay, whether you are going to be entitled to new credits, if you're going to lose credits, all of those things. You might have a kid going to college. All of those types of life changes, you need to consult with your tax professional to make sure that you are adjusting your tax life to meet that current life change. Or you may have some financial goal that you're trying to achieve, but taxes plays a huge, huge part of that. All right. So that is the next time that you should meet with your tax professional. And then tax preparation is the last thing. And the thing that I want you to have clear is that tax preparation is just that. It's tax preparation. Tax planning, reviewing your books, those are all separate services. Okay, so come tax time, what are we doing? We're taking the information that you have throughout the year, and then we are preparing your tax return based on that information. We don't have time to go back and review your books from the whole year prior to see what this was or what that was. No, we don't have time for that during tax season. That's why you make those appointments throughout the year when we do have time to do those. And hear me say, make an appointment. All of these, like I said, are different services. You need to schedule an appointment. What I hear and what I've even experienced are clients who will call and then get upset because we don't pick up the phone right away. Well, we have other clients. We also have other returns to prepare, and we have other planning clients. We have other stuff to do. We're not just sitting there waiting for you to call. So that's why you schedule an appointment. Just like you're not going to call and automatically get your attorney on the phone. You're not going to call and automatically get your doctor on the phone. You're going to have to call and schedule an appointment. And that also helps your tax professional be present with you during the time, what you need versus, a random call. And then, we've got other things running through our mind. We're probably halfway even listening to you at that point. I'm being really honest here. Okay. But when you set an appointment, that is what allows us to be present and focus on what is your particular issue at that point. And yeah, these are different services. Okay. And so, yes, will you have to pay for these things? Absolutely. And you're sitting here thinking, well, doesn't that all come with tax preparation? It does not. And unfortunately, what has happened is that with the rise of the DIY software and all of this, what it's done, it has devalued what our skill set really is for that full-time tax professional. This is what we do. We study all the books, we read the books and take all the continuing education. Okay. Because what most people think is we just go put some numbers in and voila. And yeah, you can put numbers in, but that doesn't necessarily mean you've put them in the right place or you know the rules for the numbers, period. Okay. And so that's where tax professionals have that education, where the DIY software, it's not going to tell you if the number is wrong. It's not going to tell you if you can't deduct that. It's not going to ask you all of the deep dive questions that we as tax professionals have to ask you. And the reason that we have to go through and ask you all of these questions is so that, one, we're making sure that we are preparing your tax return accurately and truly to reflect exactly what the activity was during the year. Okay, one. But two, the IRS has now put the burden on us as tax professionals essentially to do a pre-audit, to ask you those tough questions. Because see, if we don't do that homework, if we don't ask those questions and then you get audited, guess what? Just like you get audited, we get audited, and we can get fined because we didn't ask you a particular question. So this is why we're asking those deep dive questions that your software is probably not going to ask you. I got nothing against tax software. If you believe that you can prepare your return accurately and the way that it's supposed to reflect what you've done, then great. But understand, it's not just going and just punching in numbers. There's some expertise that comes with all of these numbers and knowing how they're supposed to be accurately reflected on the tax return. Okay, so in going forward, for the rest of the year, it's time to really start looking for your tax professional, okay? And even though I wasn't going to talk about this, let's talk about what that means when you're looking for a tax professional. You're asking the questions, ask them, based on what you have, the type of business that you're in, if you're involved in cryptocurrency, whatever. Ask those questions to that tax professional to determine whether or not they are a good fit for you. That's what discovery calls are all about. Discovery calls, that's the opportunity for you to ask questions of the tax professional and for them to ask you questions so that you can determine if you're the right fit. Ask about continuing education. Ask about certifications. Ask if they're available year round, okay? Because you do have tax professionals that we call light switch tax preparers. The lights come on in January when tax season opens and the lights go off April 15th after the tax deadline. You need to have someone that is available throughout the year, okay? Work with people that this is what they do, this is how they eat. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, so I hope that helps you understand how to properly utilize your tax professional so that they are a part of your team and I promise you, it's not just a once a year thing. The tax savings happen throughout the year between January 1st and December 31st. That's when the tax savings happen. Once you get to the table at April 15th and it's time to file, it's too late. The most you can do at that point is maybe contribute to a retirement account. But that's still contributing to retirement accounts is supposed to be contributing to retirement accounts for your retirement. It's really not a tax savings move. Like, that's a whole nother video. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning into Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, and you can come right here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. All right. Have a great day, and we will see you next time. Bye.